Skip it up and that up.
Why am I toxic?
So, DarksydePhil, DSPGaming, he has been around on YouTube, I would say at least the same amount of time as I have. He's been doing it full time longer than me. I know that for a fact. You're allowed to have a comment back. If a guy with 1,000 subscribers goes out and says something about me that's factually wrong, depending on if it's a troll channel, I'll ignore those because I know they're trying to bait me. Depending on if it's a troll channel, I'll ignore those because I know they're trying to bait me. But if they're putting out misinformation thinking, I'm going to be like, yo, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you putting out misinformation? And if they say that they're punching down, you're a public figure too, whether you like it or not. Just because you don't have a big following doesn't put, or as big of a following, doesn't put a safety net around you where someone who has a larger following can't call you out. So, Phil, I know this video is going to make you angry. But it is what it is. I have many enemies in this industry because of my big mouth, and I don't care. He's right. It doesn't matter if it was Satan himself saying it, Phil. He is 110% right. Phil, take your business model, which I've seen, where you talk about the urgency of, I need to get Streamlabs donations over super chats because they come quicker, or else I'm not going to be able to pay bills, or I owe back taxes. You've gone into all of your financial mishaps yourself. You've told your audience to guilt them and to pressure them into supporting you.
Flashback.
So this is fun. It's always exciting to see 8 hours worth of work be totally shot down the drain. So I've been working on this video all day. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What are you talking about now? The video was fully monetized when I made it live. What are you talking about? And then I see this. The following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive to some audiences. My entire day of work, even beyond the video being monetized, is now shot down the drain. It's dead. The video is dead in the water. This is what it's like now uploading news stories, whether it be tech news stories or political news stories, to YouTube. It's a roll of a dice if you're going to make money now. And in some ways, it's gotten worse. And I don't know if I could do this anymore. I don't know if I could play this game anymore because it's just not supporting my channel. This is not a way I can make a living. So something is going to have to change, or I don't know. I'm kind of flabbergasted at this point because I can't roll the dice like this all the time. I can't. It's just not working. And this kind of nonsense that I'm dealing with isn't going to pay the bills. So something's got to give. So I'm going to do a litmus test right now. If you want to continue to see news stories like the one I uploaded today, I have a Patreon. I'll have a link to it below in the description. I ask for no more than $1 a month. If I see growth on my Patreon from making this video, I will continue to make videos like this. But if you guys do want to continue to see this content, then you will support the Patreon, and I don't have to worry about this nonsense anymore. I can upload what I want to and not think about what I'm uploading.
Later.
Because I'm not in a financial position I need to make a Patreon. That wouldn't be right to do. So what am I doing with my Patreon? I'm not doing anything extravagant. I physically would not have the time to do that. The only tier I have is one, and it's $1 a month. And what I'm hoping to see happen is that people give $1 a month.
More moments later.
Members only mode is on. I hate doing that. I really fucking hate doing that. Sully, thank you for becoming a member. No, it's not. No, it hasn't. I just clicked the button now. All right, so Mari, here we go. Oh, man. Those gorilla nips. Yes, the mods could still be live, too. Yeah, I feel bad for the regular chat. I'm sorry. Firestick, thank you for becoming a member. I didn't want to do that. This is literally the first time I've ever pulled that trigger. It does work.
I beg people, I beg corporations, I beg everybody
End of flashback.
I've seen it on your own streams, Phil. It is not just like I've seen detractor compilations. I have heard it from your own mouth. Now, everyone's like, oh, Phil's gonna survive, Rich. Stop being salty, this and that. Okay, he will.
Leave me out of your fucked up life. I don't want to hear about some fucking guy who's middle-aged, taking his fucking shirt off, kissing chickens, sucking cucumbers, and doing all kinds of nasty shit. This is the only way he can make a buck. You know, do your shit on your own stream and leave me the fuck out of it. I'm not part of your twisted, fucked up world, man. Jesus Christ, you need fucking help, dude.
First off, really, like, that's the shit that people like. I can't do. I have a family. I have to be serious. So people, I'm here to have a good time, and my videos have meaning. First off, really,
are you sure about that?
what's up? Yeah, what's going on? I'm on the stream. What's up?
I did.
You did what?
Took a massage washing.
Okay.
Am I alright?
Yes, you're fine.
Right.
All right, goodbye.
Okay.
Go away.
I love you.
Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away.
A few moments later.
We're getting divorced.
Divorce! Divorce! Divorce!
When you're at the point where you have to sit there and tell you are a product, I am a product, Keemstar is a product, okay? But when you have to sit there, imagine I stream almost on a daily basis. People support the show because they want to. I don't ask for it, okay?
If I reach the goal of 1,000 members, I will, for a month, an entire 30 days, wear a chicken costume to every single stream that I do. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not kidding. I already have the costume ordered. It's not something I'm going to back down on. So if we reach the goal of 1,000 members, it's a tall order, I know. I will wear a chicken costume for every stream for 30 days.
This is the way I want to go about it. I want to prove that not everyone who does this is an e-begging scumbag, and I want to do it to improve my show, and I'll prove that I'm doing this for genuine reasons by a year from now giving back to the community.
If I had to sit there, and look, I'm not at Keemstar's level, and I'm not even pretending to be even close, but my channel does well. I live comfortably. If you're at that point where you have to beg people to live from day to day, the business has failed. And if it was any normal store or retail store that had to run their business the way you run your now YouTube channel, because you're not on Twitch anymore, it would be considered failed. Just no one can make you shut your doors. And everyone's saying, oh, he's just fine. He went through bankruptcy, which was public. He owes back tax. He's talked about all this. This isn't me making up rumors. He owes years of back taxes. Does that sound like a successful business to you? It doesn't.
This needs to stop. Now!
Let's get this straight. Rich is gloating because at the age of 40, he basically ripped his parents off, and is going to be living with them for up to 20 to 30 years. Rich's parents' house is worth $381,600. Rich claims he got it massively reduced, up to 3 times less than the market value. So to be generous, we'll say Rich paid around $190,800, and he made his parents pay for his down payment of around $11,000. All of this so he can continue to live with them for the foreseeable future and for free childcare. Keep in mind Rich only has weekend access to his 3 children, so why he needs his parents to care for them is beyond me. Surely if he only sees his children 3 days out of 7, he'd want to spend all of his time with them, but apparently not. Well done, Rich. You screwed your parents out of around $179,000. They're stuck living with you until they die while you keep using them for free childcare.
Let them have it, Rich. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll shut my mouth. I know better. I've learned from feeding the trolls throughout the years. Maybe even saying this right now is a bad idea. But you know what? I'm going to gloat a little bit. Fuck you.
What? What is wrong with you?
So at that point, Keemstar is right. And Phil, I know you think that I have like this hate boner for you. I don't. I genuinely don't.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
Oh yeah, see, Jimmy says, Rich pretends to be fair and neutral, but I've seen clips of him slandering you and berating you multiple times. He's a drama snake. No, here's the thing about Rich. When he feels it will benefit him, he'll be your friend. But once it benefits him to hurt you, he'll do it. There's times, now guys, you gotta realize something. I never go out of my way to talk about someone. Only if someone asks me directly about someone or someone involves themselves with me. In this case, Rich involved himself here with me by tweeting me bullshit, drama shit, and then trying to get me on his show. So the reason I'm talking about him tonight is him, not me, him. He chose to involve me in his fucked up shit, okay? This guy will keep talking about me. Like, I don't talk about the guy for the longest time. Seriously, like, I just don't. I don't know nothing about what's going on with him or anything. I pay no attention to this guy. And people will be like, did you hear me in a video about you today? I'm like, what? And you go, and it's like, what did he talk about? And this is years ago, too. This isn't even recent. This is like 5-6 years ago. A guy who I never talk about, don't know much about at all, will make a video, DSPGaming is failing and tanking. Take a look, his viewership is down, his engagement is down. DSPGaming needs to change or else his channel's gonna fail. And it's like, what? Like, first of all, I don't talk about the guy. I never mentioned him. I hadn't slandered him. I hadn't said a word about the guy. This is the kind of crap that he puts out. And I'm like, what is that? Like, you're literally taking a shot at me. You're saying that I'm doing this for a living and I'm doing it wrong and my channel is failing. In reality, my channel wasn't failing at all. Guess what, guys? Here I am, 6-7 years later? Right? So obviously nothing failed. But this is what he used to do all the time about me. He would always do that shit. Seriously, always. And I'm like, every once in a while, every 2-3 months, Phil, he made another video about you. And I'm like, again, I don't know why he keeps doing it. It's like he just can't stop. He can't. Again, there's people who can't keep my name out of their mouths because whenever they do, they get an interesting rise out of their viewership. Now they know if they bring me up all the time, their viewership gets tired of it. But every once in a while, if they find it beneficial to bring me up, you know what I mean? Then it'll benefit them. Absolutely.
But it is absolutely incredible. It is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen to see a man punch himself in the face and cause his own self-inflicted harm to his career and continue to. Why am I have black and blues? Why is my nose broken? I don't get it. Phil, you're punching yourself in the face. If you stop punching yourself in the face, you will stop injuring your face. No, that's not true. It's not my fault. My fist is going into my face. It's your fault. That is what you've been doing for years. People, but back in the This Is How You Don't Play days peak, I remember saying back then, look, I suck at video games too, Phil. I suck at them. But you had a marketing opportunity. Instead of trying to shut down those This Is How You Don't Plays because they hurt your ego, you should have just been like, you know what, yeah, right, I do kind of suck at games, and it's pretty funny. I should make my This Is How You Don't Play compilations. You would have been able to retire now if you did that. You would have been 1 billion times more successful than me. You may have been up at Keemstar's level because you embraced the joke. Embrace the meme. It's part of the reason why I get those $50 super chats during my live streams. I know I get called out for that, but that started as a meme with the Note 7 shirtless review. And then take your shirt off like you did in your Note 7 video. I embraced the meme, and it ended up benefiting my channel. But you did the exact opposite. You tried to sweep all of it under the rug. You did the Streisand effect, even with you fapping, even with Fapgate. Look, that could happen to anybody. I talk about it all the time. You could be as careful as you want to be. There may be the day that I forget to shut down my stream, and I may go to town. But Phil, Keemstar is right. Hate the guy or not, you are your own worst enemy, and you are the reason why you are in this situation you are in when it comes to your career. That's irrefutable. This is Rich of ReviewTechUSA signing out. Have a good one.
So the topic I'm going to discuss in this video is Patreon, and how people, for some reason, when other people with their own money choose to support a Patreon or choose to support a Kickstarter, whatever the case may be, they lose their minds and they write Bibles on Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media platform you're on, sitting there lecturing people about how horrible they are that they're supporting a Patreon while there's children starving around the world. But anyway, these are like the 4 or 5 typical talking points that I hear when people go anti-Patreon. And the first one I hear is that supporting someone on Patreon, or someone opening up a Patreon, I should say, is them panhandling. And when you support someone on Patreon, you're basically supporting them panhandling, which is 100% wrong. Okay? When someone opens up a Patreon, they're offering a product or service. You may like their content. Oh, you know, there's even Patreons open for emulators. The Wii U emulator has a Patreon. It has over $30,000 on it. Someone is offering you a good service, whether it be videos, whether it be an emulator, a piece of software, whatever the case may be, and you're willing to support it. But the thing that I hear all the time is that if you support someone on Patreon, you're supporting someone panhandling. You're supporting them e-begging, which again, people think about Patreon this way because it's a new way to support people that create content for you, and therefore they have to shoot it down. But let me compare Patreon to something else that most of these people are too simple to think about this way. Okay, Howard Stern is worth over $500 million. He is on Sirius XM. People pay monthly, maybe not just for him, but for, you know, the service as a whole, to listen to Howard Stern and other shows on there. Are the people on Sirius XM that have talk shows, are they panhandlers? It's the people who are paying that monthly fee that are supporting them. It's the same thing, but you're too dumb to think it's the same thing because, oh, it's going through a corporation and I've been conditioned all these years to think that's different. It's not different. It's not different, you simple, dumb morons. What's the difference? There is no difference. You're just dumb and we're conditioned to think there is a difference. But Rich, oh, it's Howard Stern. What's the difference with what Howard Stern's doing? Why? Because he's super mega famous? He's doing the same thing my fat ass is doing right now. He's sitting in front of a microphone talking. He's not doing anything different. You're just conditioned to think that way because he's on a conventional format, and that's why you think the way he gets paid is different than the way someone on Patreon gets paid, and that's why you consider someone on Patreon a panhandler, and it's okay for Howard Stern to do it. So by you calling out people who choose to support people on Patreon because they like their content and they enjoy it, makes you the biggest goddamn hypocrites on the planet. I am so tired of all these people who stand on soapboxes trying to make other people feel terrible. Until what other people spend their money on affects your wallet, you need to sit down and shut up and stop worrying about what other people are doing with their lives.